Hi everyone, I'm Antoine, 20 years old. I come from Paris in France. I study in a business school in France at EDEC Business School, and I'm here to share with you my experience at Kyunghee University, here for one semester in Seoul. So, among other things, I have 5 minutes to tell you about the best semester of my life, actually. To contextualize, I did a semester here at Kyunghee University from September 2020 to January 21, sorry. I was in business administration. My courses were financial management, international financial management, production and operation, management of system and information, and also a culture course, which was Korea, land, and people. So I'm going to talk about five different topics. So we've got the academic life at Kyunghee University, how is everyday life with COVID-19, my feedback on the midlife experience, of course, life in OG, so this is the Kyunghee district, and finally some advice for you, future exchange students. So then we start with academic life about course registrations. As a reminder to Kyunghee, registration is online and with the shotgun. So that is to say that we have a date and a schedule. We have to where we have to select our courses. The problem is that it's first come first served, but we don't know the platform at all, and everything is written in Korean. So for us, exchange student, this is quite hard. So the best advice to give you is to take a good look at the tips and videos they give you, which I obviously didn't do at the beginning. Obviously, I got screwed on the first segment, and I couldn't take everything I wanted. Luckily, there was a second session, but please read all the advice they give you. I think this will be the best advice I can give you, actually. About the online courses, I think it's ideal when you are in exchange for the simple reason that you can do a lot more things on the side. Let me explain. In my case, my classes were from Monday to Thursday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I live in Seoul Station. It's really the extra center of Seoul. And once my classes were over, I could go for a walk every afternoon, have a coffee with friends, drink beers, or eat somewhere. I mean, it's really great not to lose your time in the subway, because the idea to say to myself is like, I had class 30 minutes ago, and now I'm at the other end of Seoul visiting a temple, or I don't know, riding a bike in Gangnam. So yeah, it's really great to have lots of free time during academic exchange. In addition, you can take the cursors wherever you want. So when it's too early in the morning, you can stay in your room. But when it's late morning, early afternoon, it can be at the cafe. So that's what I used to do, and it allows you to vary your daily life. So yeah, it's really, really great for that. As for the courses themselves, I was pleasantly surprised by the courses in finance and international finance. Also, finance is what interests me the most, and the content was very well throughout. Structural courses, very clear and limpid. So I can also add that in general, the teacher managed the online courses very well through visuals, communication of information, segments, and exam. So there is a very good mastery of the online course. It's even bluffing actually at Kyunghee University. I will now talk to you about the subject of COVID 19 in Korea. Um, So I'm going to be transparent. I come from France, and I think it's one of the country that is managing this crisis the least well, actually. So since the French do not regulate themselves, actually, so here I was definitely surprised by the management of the crisis. On daily basis, the only constraint is to wear the mask and put gel and put your first name on a repertoire as soon as you enter a public place. Apart from that, there are no other constraints. The big advantage of Korea is that Koreans are very square and respect the rules a lot. So, for example, in the subway, everyone keeps his distance. In bars and cafe, everyone keeps his mask on, etc. So this implies that during the semester, everything remain open all the times. Cafes, restaurants, bar, museum, even bookstores, and yeah, even the clubs were open again for 2 months in October and November. So my conclusion is to say that in times of COVID, I think the best place to be is definitely Seoul because the rules are respected, so there are few restrictions. So the subject of quarantine now, a very great experience. In fact, I came out of it growing. I'm going to give you two feedbacks, mine and the one of a friend who chose the option of a different quarantine. For my part, I did 2 weeks of quarantine on the global campus of KHU in Suwon. So this is in the south of Seoul. I will be very honest. It went extremely well. I had a great room. Here you can see the view from my room. Unfortunately, I don't have more picture of my room except this one. So how does it work? The concept is very simple. You are placed in alone in one room for 2 weeks, and you don't come out actually. So except once to go for a COVID test. 3 times a day, there are the quarantine manager who comes by and bring you meals like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And by the way, they take your temperature. This is an information that you have to fill in every day on a government application. About the Wi-Fi, it was really good actually, which helps the quarantine to go well. Also, I will talk now about penultimate topic, living in OG or on the dormitory. So I will especially talk about OG, which is the district of Kyunghee University, because the dormitory I didn't go there, and about the housing I will come back later because in my case I had my own apartment during the semester. So, concerning the neighborhood, it is in the north east of Seoul, a little out of the center of Seoul. The neighborhood itself is really good. In fact, like there are a lot of cafes and restaurants, not very expensive and very good. It's a neighborhood with a lot of students, and I went there several times to work, and it's very nice to spend the day there actually. About the KSU campus, it's massive. It's like a massive city. It's a city in its own right. The campus is very beautiful. It's quite impressive the first time you go there. And my only regret, in fact, is that I didn't do more classes on campus. Well, finally, some advice I could give you. So first of all, you have to keep in mind that the best neighborhood in Seoul are Hongdae, Itaewon, and Gangnam. So these are the district where it moves the most. There are parties, many bars and restaurants. It is in this district that we go out in the evening, that we meet people, etc. So that's why I taken an apartment in Seoul Station, which is in the expo center of Seoul, to be with the subway in the middle of everything and less than 30 minutes away actually. So if you want to take an apartment to have more space than in dormitory, which is very good by the way, you can go. You have to go. I mean, in one of the three districts or in Seoul Station. This is my advice for midlife experience in Seoul. Secondly, I must admit that it is one of the most incredible cities I've ever visited. I've been to Paris, London, New York, San Francisco, what else? Toronto, Singapore, Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, extra. And there is no city that brings together so many things in Seoul. This city is a mixture. Um, the city is a mixture of buildings, Buddhist temples, walls, technology, modernity, parks, and mountains. And yes, because there are several mountains peak in the city. So, in fact, it's incredible to live there every day because there are a lot of things to do. We eat very, very well, and above all, it's the safest city I've ever been in, actually. The people are all respectful, civilized cultures. In terms of safety, you have to be here to realize how much there is no threat, violence, etc. This is unbelievable, in fact. Well, but the metro is ultra modern and everything is new all over the city. In short, you have to be here to realize in reality what I'm telling you. And third, and I will stop there. I put here my Facebook, my Insta, and Kakao if you want more informations. If it can help someone, it's with pleasure. I think. I mean that I will of course answer you. So I hope that this feedback has allowed you to have more visuals on Kyunghee University and Seoul.